Hey everybody, my name is Old School Nerd, and a lot of times when artists make music, a lot of times they're supported by a label who helps produce the music, and then there's also a distributor who distributes the music and holds the copyrights to that music. And a lot of times, one out of the three enjoys reactors. Most of the time, two out of those three like reactors. But a lot of times, it's that tricky third one that just loves to cause problems. Now, don't get me wrong. I fully understand that every artist owns their music, and they should. But a lot of artists these days have come to realize that reactors, not like me, I'm a little fish in a very large pond. But that large fish, like this guy that's, chroma cased in just white and grays and blacks, has over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. And he's a musician. And he's friends with a lot of the musicians that are making the music. He bridges the gaps, he does interviews, he does amazing reactions. So they understand that certain channels of a certain size, and even small ones like mine, help get people who don't know about the band to see more of the band. Because YouTube and other social media platforms have become the new radio, the new media, especially for young people that are checking out your new music, you idiot. Yeah, I know Leonard Skinner doesn't need reactors on YouTube to react to their music because all of their fans are over 50 and aren't on the internet for the most case. But if you're a young band or a hungry metal band that wants to make a name for yourself and reach that younger audience, if you're not using reactors and other social media, you're missing the boat. A lot of American bands have this problem. A lot of Asian bands, they don't care because their fan base is in Asia and they just work at it a little bit different. But European bands have really jumped on board with using social media as a way to reach out to fans that don't know about them. And it works. Why? You don't have to pay us. I mean, we make videos either way, so, it's weird. It's not like it's costing the label any money to let us react to their stuff. Now, again, if an artist says, I don't want anyone using any part of my art in their content, I 100% respect that. But when you create your own content and you make a cover of a song that nobody cares about anymore, and you make that cover with one of the biggest artists in the world right now, and your cover, which sounds nothing like the original, gets copyright claimed by the original and you can't even put out your own content, you get this. I present to you Nik Nocturnal and his song, Industry. No, I'm not playing my tag because this is about Nik. Yeah, so Nik and a certain person, quasi-famous, maybe you might have heard of him, Will Ramos, get together and they make a song. And it is a cover of a Chelsea Grin song. However, it sounds nothing like the original. I mean, it might have the same words and a little bit of the hook, but it's almost indistinguishable because Nik and Will go nuts on it. If you just listen to them side by side, you're not going to know. But that algorithm picked it up. And not only did our reactions to Nik's stuff get copyright claimed, but Nik's actual video of his recorded song got claimed. And I think this is just one more straw on that camel. We've seen in videos, Nik kind of leads the way for a lot of us reactors. Now, I'm a small reactor, so I don't have a legal team to fight copyright strikes and things like that. I just kind of like, okay, sorry, won't do it again. But some of these reactors have built significant followings, content controls, and have built a literal business out of their brand. And they are represented, and they do fight labels with stuff. Not so much labels. A lot of times it winds up being like, and I'm not kidding, Nik is one of 5 reactors I have personally talked to or I've personally seen their messaging to us in a group where the artists say, can you please react to my new song? Okay. And then that reactor go, let me check with the label first. Hey, label, your artist asked me if I would react to their song. Is that okay? And the label's like, awesome. Thank you so much. It's going to help spread the word. We appreciate you. In writing. Not like a phone call, like literally in an email. Reactor makes a video, and the distributor smacks him with a copyright strike. Yeah, straight up. Happens all the time. It is not easy being a reactor. I know people think, oh, you just talk about videos and you're making money. Not really. Almost most of my videos get claimed unless I have a specific agreement with a record label, which is why I have Napalm Mondays and Nuclear Blast Wednesdays and Century Media and stuff, because those people reached out to me and said, hey, we love what you're doing. Our artists love what you say about their content. You're funny. You're reaching a group of people in the United States and in Europe and around the world that are nerds, that are older, that are dads, parents, and it's a demographic that they want to reach out to. And so I do it. And they're like, we're not going to claim that. You can have it. And I'm like, what? It never happens. But it does now, a little bit. But every day, I might make 2 or 3 videos a day and only one can get on YouTube because I still have problems. Even the big ones, like Nick, run into this problem all the time. It's a fight just to get your content out. And Nick's not like me where all he does is reactions. I mean, I do cooking streams, I do D&D streams, and I'm about to do my own music streams and as well as cooking. But Nick's like an artist. He's more artist now than he is a reactor. And he's still fighting with this stuff. And it's a shame to me. It sucks. So Nick, thank you for being the voice of all of us. And for him, we all kind of look up to him because he kind of sets the trend. He was the first person I mentioned on my list of artists that I've watched, channels that I've watched as far as reactors, because he is an artist more than he is a reactor in my mind. And just to prove that point, here's his new song, Industry. Let's go. Yeah, I kind of got a previewed copy of it. My reaction won't come out till tomorrow. But you'll see this after his premiere, so I'm speaking to you from the past. I'm the reaction of Nik Nocturnal past. So let's go.
Fuck the industry. I don't wanna be just another name lost in a spreadsheet. Fuck the industry. Double back on me. Once you see it, you'll believe it. You're just a guy. Sweat and tears in exchange for wasted years.
All the talking that I did, I could have just let the song play. Sorry. Because literally the lyrics are saying exactly what I said. I think he says, F the industry, double back on me. What he's talking about, I think, is the reference that I mentioned to you. You know, where you get asked to do a reaction by a record label because the artist wants to see your reaction because they're laughing their ass off. Do you know how many messages I get on Instagram from bands? And I mean big bands, huge bands. You know, Sabaton, you know, big bands that will literally see my reaction and go, dude, we laughed our ass off. That was hilarious. Thank you so much. Is this really you? Like, yeah, dude, it's really us. We just posted your story on our Instagram. Oh, and then I look at the official Instagram and there it is. It does happen. If you're entertaining or at least you point out something they enjoy, Next thing you know, you're like Tank the Tech and you're interviewing all these megastars because they appreciate what you're doing. Nik's one of those people too. He's one of the biggest in the world because he's an artist, because he has a connection. And he's really referring to double backing, where an artist will literally ask him personally, can you please do a reaction to this? And then he does it. And the label's cool, but then it gets somewhere down that publisher copyright thing. And what people don't realize is publishers have nothing to do with the creative process. They are publishers, which means they are hired. They are hired by a record label to keep the copyright from being abused. There's a difference between being part of a marketing program by a label, where the label's like, you know what, if we can get some reactors to react to this, it might spread the word. Then we become part of their marketing plan. We're not their employees. They just say, hey, can you do it? And we're like, yeah. And then they're like, if you help us market it by doing reactions and give us honest feedback, don't hype us or anything, just be honest. We're not going to claim it. Enjoy it. It's yours. Thank you so much for your help. It's literally like that. But remember, a distributor, their job is they are hired and they have contracts with record labels and artists. They get the content and they distribute it, and then they impose an algorithm and copyright restrictions on that material. And their job is to keep other people from using that copyrighted material for monetary gain. So even if the label is good, even if the artist is super excited, if the distributor goes, that belongs to one of our clients, we get paid. See, they get paid by that contract. In some cases, they get paid by how many times they retain that copyright. For instance, okay, Band A puts out a video, okay? And that video, for every time it gets, and I'm just going to use a minimum, okay? Let's say that they put out, I'm going to say, and I'm just going to be honest with you. Let's say YouTube does $1 a mil. And what I mean by is, when I say mil, I don't mean million. I mean mil as in Latin for thousand, okay? So for every 1,000 views, it generates $1 of ad revenue. And that band makes that money from YouTube, from Google. If I make a reaction to that song and I put that out, I created that content, even though it's using their music. So that $1 per 1,000 views, and I'm just using $1. Sometimes it's way less, especially if it's like, a really, really big song, it's way less because more people are seeing it other places. And that $1 per 1,000 views would then come to me. However, if a band's distributor, if the label's distributor who has a contract, they're not concerned with the money that's being generated by the original video, because that's going to the label. The label owns that. They're not going to mess with that. But every dollar that they can pull from other usages of it, they get a percentage. So distributors, even if a label says, please don't claim this, please don't, it's called whitelisting. Please let this content creator use this music. We're okay with it because they're helping us by spreading the word and doing a criticism and a reaction and giving feedback to our stuff. A distributor doesn't have to. They're under contract. They make that own decision. Now, a lot of times distributors will listen to a label and say, you're the boss, and then they won't. But a lot of times, especially if it's a bigger channel, like this guy, if a distributor can claim his content knowing it's going to get 20,000, 40,000, 100,000 views, that's money that now the distributor gets from YouTube, and they can keep a percentage of it. See how that works? A lot of people think that distributors are actually working for the band. A lot of times they're not. They're under contract to see how much of the content revenue they can take back because they own the copyright to it. Completely legal and 100% okay to do. Remember, the artist owns that contract, that content. It belongs to them. It's their art. So if an artist doesn't want to share it, got to respect it. It does belong to them. But if an artist says, please react to my music, we want people to see it, and you help spread the word, that's the artist's decision. And sometimes distributors, they're making money. If my video, and a prime example is, people ask me all the time, hey, Old School, how much money did your Wrong Side of Heaven make you? Not a dime. It was instantly claimed by the distributor for Better Than Noise Music, who is the record label of Five Finger Death Punch. Now, a member of Five Finger Death Punch has commented on that video and said he loves how the song impacted him. It's great to see that veterans are seeing it and sharing it, and thank you for sharing it with more people and raising veterans awareness. That's from a member of the band. That's good enough for me. However, the label has hired a distributor to hold that content. Now, that video has 1.8 million views. You do the math. So that distributor is able to take all of the monetization from my reaction to that song. Here's the thing, and I've said this before. Would it be awesome to have gotten that money? Yeah. There's a lot of medical bills that are piling up for me that wouldn't be as much of an issue if I had gotten the monetization from that reaction. However, it's not my decision. And because it's not my music, I can't really complain. Now, some reactors will complain and they'll fight those record companies and they'll fight those distributors, and that's on them. If they want to do that, that's okay. I was just honored that I was able to do it. But it is a two-edged sword. I know of people who used to be reactors, and they're not reactors anymore because they decided to fight the man in the worst way possible. If a distributor won't let you keep your copyright and won't let you keep your content claim, and you can't make money off their stuff, you have a decision to make. You can say, like your band, love what you're doing, but you're such a hassle, I'm not going to do any more reactions to you. And some well-known reactors have taken that stance. Get it. They're not going to react to those bands because of that. Totally respect that. I did a Five Finger Death Punch reaction last week. Awesome song, had to react to it. And I knew the second I did it, there's no way I'm making a dime off of it. And that wasn't the point for me. But I personally talked to reactors. I used to be a reactor. What do you mean you used to be a reactor? Oh, I got 3 strikes in one day. How do you get 3 strikes in one day? Well, I went to a legal battle with a record label because I wanted to fight for my content on my video, and I won. But because of it, because I'm such an asshole, and he admitted it, he's like, yeah, I screwed the pooch on that one. I was such an asshole about it that they spread the word, and artists and labels striked 3 strikes. And they can do it years later. That's why I tell everybody. They're like, why don't you do more baby metal? Why don't you do more baby metal? Actually, baby metal hasn't put out any new music. And because they haven't put out any new music and they're not touring, Amuse is not making any money off of them with anything current. So what is their sole source of revenue? The old stuff, which means if you go and react to their old stuff, not only will you get a copyright claim, you could get a strike. And Amuse has been known to literally go back, find you on 3 of their songs and go, and you lose your YouTube channel. I am not joking. So people, I had somebody ask me just the other day during the Five Finger Death Punch reaction in the comments, when are you going to do more baby metal? Okay, number 1, whenever they put out new stuff. And number 2, I would, but their record label's not Amused. That's the joke. because the name of the never mind. All right, we got halfway through Nick's thing and I started rambling. I think this is less a reaction to Nick's video as it is a commentary on the fight that Nick is facing and how I believe in Nick. I support Nick and I support all the other reactors in what they do. Some of them, this is their livelihood. This is their business. For me, this is a labor of love and a hobby and a way for me to make extra money to help catch up on medical bills for my kid from 2020. That's why I started the channel. Everyone knows that. But for Nick, he's an artist. This is his life, and even he's getting shafted by it. So this is why this is there. So I'm gonna finish playing this out. This is probably one of my worst reactions ever because I've rambled for 15 minutes and it's a 2-minute song. But I think this is a really good time to explain how I feel about this kind of stuff. This stuff still happens to me. I have about 30 to 45 videos that I've recorded reactions in the last year. They're completely blocked on YouTube. I can't even post them. I can't post them anywhere. They're completely copyright blocked. And if I dare try, it might turn into a strike and I'd be gone. So see, this is the struggle of it all. So, but love the new song, Nick. I've actually listened to this already. I heard the vocal of it. He posted it got posted by his promotion company. They sent me this copy. So I'm pretty excited. I've heard the song. This is the first time I'm seeing the video as he wanders in forests and bridges in the great country of Canada with his mask on and a tack vest because it's Nick and he's crazy. Hey, Nick, thanks for being an inspiration to me and to other fellow reactors. We appreciate everything you do. Thank you for setting the trend that we all love to follow. Never stop because you're one of our favorite artists and reactors out there. And your quirkiness and sense of humor inspire us to be stupid. At least me. But stupid comes easy.
I'm making money from music, you can all relate. Thinking virality is a formality, fuck the mentality, fuck the reality. Name of the game is on originality. I'm putting TikTok to score it's retarded. I can't do this anymore. Fuck the industry, I don't wanna die. Just another night lost in a spreadsheet. Fuck the industry, double back on me. Once you see a ballet on life and mess around, you won't disagree. Fuck the industry, misery. Fuck the industry, double back on me. Fuck the industry.
All right. Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, Google Play, and Deezer. Download his song. You know what? I challenge all of you. Even if you don't care for Nick's music, and if you do, shame on you. If you don't like his music, shame on you. But if you see this video, at least go to one of these platforms or all of these platforms and at least add it to the collection. Download it. Get those numbers up because you know what? Nick is an artist. And I think this has become less a video about less a video about me reacting to this song and more acclamation and an affirmation as to why Nick is one of my I wouldn't say hero because I don't think he'd like me using the word hero. I think he's inspirational to me because he sets the standard, he sets the trend, and when he talks about this stuff, and he does, got to check out his channels, got to check out all his social media. When he talks about this stuff, he speaks with wisdom, he speaks with a good bit of intelligence about it, and he is in the industry, but he still fights it within it because Yeah. It's funny because you see how it says industry and then out here it's all red, out now. It's kind of a play on words. Is his music out? Yeah, you can check it out. But is it out like it's Outcast? Probably, because he's literally anti-Napster, and Napster hasn't been a thing since, gosh, what, 20 years? But still, similar fight. My name is Old School Nerd. This was just my 25-minute talk about why people like Nick and Tank and Charismatic Voice and Richo POV and so many people that I've met in the last 3 or 4 months in this reactor content creation media community have really changed my perspective and make me appreciate not only the artists but all of you as the metal fans and the music fans out there. It's Friday. Love one another. Take care of each other. Because Nick is wandering the streets in that mask and tack vest, and as soon as it gets dark, I have no idea what he's going to do. Did I just say that Nick is a serial killer? I think I did, and I feel bad about that because that's not even true. Or is it? Such a dick, dude.